Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you both for being here this evening. You know, there's this mystery surrounding the hold on the aid in July, it appears. But back in May, Ms. Cooper, I believe you said that there was aid that was conditioned, but you certified in May that the conditions had been met. And they included progress on command and control reform, commitment to pursue defense industry reform, and pass laws to enable government-to-government procurement. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
So then when you find out in July that they're concerned about corruption, you're scratching your head, right? So,
yes, ma'am, we did not understand.
And do you know of any effort that was undertaken then to assess the corruption in Ukraine in June, July, August?
Ma'am, as I believe I said in my deposition, the only specific discussions that I am aware of related to that series of interagency meetings, the sub-PCC as we called it, the PCC, Policy Coordination Committee, and the Deputy Small Group. And in those meetings, participants did discuss the degree to which corruption was a concern and the degree to which there was progress. And my recollection of what the participants said in these meetings was that there was a very positive sense that progress was being made.
So you have these meetings, progress is being made, nothing really changes from May until September that would then trigger the release of the money, except a whistleblower came forward.
Ma'am, I do not know what triggered the release of the funding.
All right. The fact that there was reference made to money being withheld for other countries was made by some of our colleagues. But in those situations, in countries like Pakistan, Lebanon, they're multi-year funding streams, correct?
Ma'am, those accounts fall outside of my purview, so I cannot answer that question.
Okay. Well, I've been told that that is indeed the case, so that there's not the immediate angst or hit financially that would potentially accrue. But the difference, as I see it, in Ukraine as compared to these other countries is that Ukraine is engaged in a hot war with Russia right now. And it seems that withholding that money was irresponsible, considering that they had made all of this, taken steps to meet all the conditions that we had requested of them, and Congress had appropriated the funds. Is that not the case?
Ma'am, I and my DoD colleagues advocated strenuously for the release of these funds because of their national security importance.
So basically, the entire interests of the Department of Defense and State Department were consistently supportive of releasing these funds. Everyone was mystified as to why the funds had been withheld, and everyone's running around trying to get an answer, and you're getting kind of obtuse responses saying it was the president because of corruption. Now, what we see is that President Zelensky gets elected in April. The expectation is that Vice President Pence is going to attend the inauguration in September, and then the president pulls the carpet out from under him in terms of him going. And then he proceeds in June or July to withhold the funds. There is a concerted effort by the President of the United States to act in a manner that is not consistent with our interest in wanting to protect Ukraine and help them deal with the Russian aggression at its border. Would you agree with that?
Ma'am, I have, advocated for this security assistance, and I have advocated for high-level engagement with the government of Ukraine because I think both are in the national security interest.
I yield back.